نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. The question, why in Islam the testimony or the witness of a woman is half than that of a man? Why is there this discrimination? This is something which creeps up in the mind of modern men and women as they look at things from a different lens. Their attitude, their understanding of the world and of religion is completely different to what has been the case with the human nation, human race for thousands of years. For them, the equality means uniformity, and that's not right at all. Firstly, they don't understand the rationale behind it, and they don't even understand the rulings. Number one, it is not absolute that in every matter women's testimony is half of that of a man. In fact, it is the only testimony you have to have in certain matters. For example, to verify that someone is born to that individual as a midwife or as a gynecologist, only one lady's testimony should be enough. Likewise, if one lady says that I have breastfed this particular baby, that becomes a binding for everyone else to follow. And there are reports about this in the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What Sharia has done, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown utmost kindness and gentleness to women. Sharia would want people to be dealing with the things that they are comfortable with. Women tend to not be very much involved in day-to-day matters on the street. For example, the business transaction. Obviously, things have changed. There are more women are involved in business transaction these days. But even now, they're not as much involved in criminal affairs. There are more men than women. And it is not easy to be witness for such incidents. It is even difficult for men to be able to go without getting a lot of shakes and anxiety and distress in front of a judge for testimony. Women even more so. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown a lot of care and affection, compassion for women in order to help them and support them. Allah says if they do not have one man witness, then let them have two women. And explaining the reason behind it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, so that if one forgets, the other one would remind her. They will share the burden, they will share the responsibility. And as women are not very much clued up about these transactions and these dealings and these witnesses, then it would be easier for them to be able to support each other. And as they say, anything which is troublesome or distress, if it becomes it becomes easy when it is shared between people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually made it easy for women. Same goes with a lot of other concessions given to women, and you would not find neither men nor women questioning that. For example, the women get their time off prayer and fasting. Fasting they have to make up later on, but prayer, every month they have got up to 10 days worth of not praying at all, and they do not question that, why we are doing less than men. When it comes to paying zakat, they pay exactly the same amount as men, despite the fact that man has a lot of responsibilities to maintain the financial needs of the wife, the children, the siblings, the parents, and yet he pays the same amount of zakat as the wife does if she owns an nisab. So when you look at all of those different concessions given to women, they are happy with. But when it comes to certain things, they find themselves questioning the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ruling given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is a very, very bad attitude and adab towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, having no trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or lack of trust. In UK we sometimes get this jury services. So anyone who is United Kingdom or British national, he can be selected as being the jury for the court hearing randomly. Like they just do the lucky draw, and anyone who gets their name, they have to provide that service. And sometimes it takes quite a few weeks and a lot of hard work. No one feels comfortable doing it. Although it's quite straightforward, robust, objective review. But people are not happy with that. And that is very clear even in the modern world, that no one wants to be in the court of law. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it easy for women to share that burden, knowing that they are weaker of the two gender, by and large, obviously there are many exceptions to the rule with regards to their knowledge, their strength, their resilience. They've been, not as emotional, very much in control and composed. But that's exception rather than the rule. It's like there are certain women who are more physically strong, but that does not negate the fact that if you take men versus women as a whole, men would be stronger physically. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the roles to different types according to their ability, according to their status, according to their responsibilities. We think that having the witness in the court is a right. It is not. It is actually a responsibility. And it's very odd to go for responsibility, ask for more responsibility, when it could go wrong as well actually. And you'd be responsible for that if you did not do it properly. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anyone who's been given the authority over certain people and he does not fulfill the responsibility as he should, then he is being as though slaughtered with the blunted knife, aw kama qal. Means he is really in danger. And there are several reports to suggest different issues around that. Means it's not luxury to have a responsibility. It is a liability. It is not easy to fulfill that. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives that leeway, it should make people happy, as it does when women don't have to pray, when they don't have to read Quran, when they don't have to fulfill certain responsibilities. Likewise, a woman, she doesn't need to perform Hajj if she does not find a companion who is mahram to her. All those, exceptions. They don't have to go out to give da'wah. They don't have to go out to earn a living. They don't have to go out to fight in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we do not see that at all, the compassion and the love and the care that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided to women. Allah says in Quran, وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and be very generous and kind and gentle with them. Deal with them in the best way. But we are not happy as women. We would rather have ourselves equal to men in all respect. In that case, I would suggest that do everything physically outside in the world, from cleaning the gutters, physically jumping in the manholes and cleaning it, to digging the roads, do the labor, menial work. It's just so odd. I don't know why people would think that way, rather than having a clear understanding. Number one, whatever has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a lot of wisdom anyway. We should just accept that. We do not need any explanation. It's Allah's law. It's Allah's creation. Allah could decide whatever He wants. And to question Him is very bad adab, very disrespectful. But when someone has the question, it should rather be more in the sense of I want to know. Only that would satisfy me and make me even more composed and comfortable. As opposed to, if I don't know, I'll be questioning it. I'll be upset about it. I'll feel that it's not right. It is not just. That's something which we believers do not and should not do at all. May Allah give us all the guidance. So, in a nutshell, having half witness is not in every matter. It is specific to the criminal and social transactions where women are not as much exposed to as men. They have not got enough experience of that, by and large. Obviously, exception would always be there, but the rules are made based on the norm, not the exceptions. And there are many other blessings to be had through having no responsibility. It is not a right, it is a responsibility, and it is better to not have one rather than looking covetously for some responsibilities and fail miserably on the day of judgment, be accountable for that. So may Allah give us tawfiq to understand